I'm embarrassed to say that I've always had trouble with the Beatitudes according to St. Luke. Blessed are the poor, happy the poor, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. I much prefer St. Matthew's version. Matthew says, happy you who are poor in spirit, yours is the kingdom of heaven. It just sounds to me as if Luke is praising poverty. But I think Matthew is the one who is giving us the correct version. But even St. Luke's version, if we take it in the setting of today's liturgy with the other two readings, we can come to a deeper understanding of what Luke is attempting to say to us. In the first reading, Jeremiah the prophet was looking back to past history and speaking to his contemporaries. He was telling them about all the trials and the vicissitudes that the people of Israel had when they were taken into exile to a foreign country for 70-some years, and how those who kept their confidence in God were like a tree planted near a spring or a river which flourished and survived. And Paul, of course, in his reading today, is talking to the people of Corinth, who were really terrified at the prospect of physical death, because that, of course, before they knew Christ, was the end of everything for them. And Paul tells them that because Christ has risen, this new life that he has won will be shared with them. We are living in a time of great fear as well. We are living in a time when war could be right on the horizon. And if we're watching the news, we know that the world is being inflicted with a great scarcity of material goods, especially food. Millions of people are on the brink of starvation. Disease certainly has not been abolished from our world, as we know, for the last 2 years, suffering from the great pandemic. And of course, death is always on the horizon for all of us. And so what the scripture is saying today to us is what Jeremiah was saying to his people and what Jesus was saying to his people. If you put your confidence in all these things, in peace that you create, in the material goods of the world, then you are going to be left hopeless. But if you put your confidence in my Father, the Father who raised me from the dead, then you will have true hope, and you will be, as one of the versions say, instead of blessed are you, happy are you. Our bleak prospects and our fears will always all become right in the Christ who is risen from the dead. The poor are those who don't have any hope, who have no place to place their confidence, who look for their security in what they have at hand and not at what the Father will bestow on them in his own good time, in his day. But ultimately, Paul has the answer to all our fears and all our insecurities. Our hope is in the risen Christ, who has shared not only our life with us, but promises to share his life, risen now, forever with us.